and welcome back to Magic Bedtime Stories. After our wonderful summer break, we're back in the studio, ready for new adventures.
Yes, it feels both nice and a bit nostalgic to be home again. But we have lots of exciting stories to tell you this fall. What do you think, Aida? How does it feel to be back?
Hello, all listeners. Oh, it's so nice to be back in our spacious studio again. I was starting to feel a bit cooped up during our break.
Yes, it's good to be back, but it was also very, very fun. Now our vacation is over for us at least. I wonder if it's over for you listeners as well.
Yes, I wonder about that too. Are you children who are listening still on summer break? Or have you started school or preschool again?
Yes, we're so curious to hear about your summer adventures. Have you done anything extra fun? Feel free to write to us and tell us about it.
And if you want to share your summer memories, you can do so via the comments on Spotify or through our social media. We love hearing from you.
But now to today's episode. Aida, what exciting facts have you prepared for us today?
Well, today we're going to talk about the sewage system. It might sound a bit gross, but it's actually very fascinating. Shall I share some fun facts?
Absolutely. Go for it, Aida. Just print them out.
Here are 5 exciting facts about the sewage system.
Did you know that the sewer pipes under big cities can be incredibly long? For example, in Tokyo, Japan, there are over 10,000 miles of sewer pipes. That's long enough to stretch from New York to Tokyo and back again. Cool, right?
Imagine that in some large cities, tons of trash arrive at the treatment plants every week. Things that shouldn't be flushed down the toilet, like wet wipes and cotton swabs, get stuck in large strainers. Yuck, how gross with all that trash in the sewage. So, remember to only flush pee, poop and toilet paper.
Did you know that bacteria help clean the wastewater? Tiny bacteria eat up all the yucky stuff in the water. In some places, the cleaned water is even made safe enough to drink again. From dirty to clean. Isn't that amazing?
In modern treatment plants, it usually takes about 24 hours to clean the wastewater. The largest wastewater treatment plant in the world, located in Chicago, USA, can clean over 1.44 billion gallons of water per day. That's enough to fill 2,182 Olympic-sized swimming pools.
Do you know what happens on November 19th every year? It's World Toilet Day. The United Nations wants everyone to think about how important functioning toilets and sewage systems are around the world. About 3.6 billion people don't have access to safely managed sanitation. That's why it's so important to raise awareness.
Wow, that was really interesting. To think that there's so much to learn about something we use every day.
Yes, and you know what? I have a joke about poop too. Why did the poop go to the police?
Why did the poop go to the police? No. Why did it?
It felt under pressure.
You're really funny sometimes.
Yes, really. But now it's time for tonight's story. We've received a wish from Rory, 7 years old, from Australia. He has sent in a voice message with his wish. Shall we listen?
Hi, my name is Rory. I would like to hear a story about a wombat which has superpowers, same with a super snake. And can you make it with them fighting 10 gazillion crocodiles in an army?
What a wonderful wish, Rory. A story about Super Wombat and Super Snake sounds very exciting. I'll start writing right away.
Perfect, Aida. We're looking forward to hearing what you've come up with.
Now it's time for you, Niklas, to read tonight's story called Super Wombat and Super Snake's Great Adventure. We hope you're ready to hear a story about superhero animals, because here it comes.
In the heart of the Australian Outback, where the red earth meets the endless blue sky, lived two unlikely friends, Wally the Wombat and Sid the Snake. They weren't just any ordinary animals, they were superheroes in disguise. Wally had the power to dig tunnels at lightning speed and could create force fields with his sturdy body. Sid, on the other hand, could stretch to incredible lengths and had hypnotic eyes that could put any villain to sleep. One sunny morning, as Wally and Sid were enjoying their breakfast of eucalyptus leaves and crickets, they heard a desperate cry for help. It was Kiki the koala, looking frantic and out of breath. "Super Wombat, Super Snake," Kiki panted. "The crocodile army is coming. They're planning to take over the entire Outback." Wally and Sid looked at each other, their eyes wide with concern. "How many crocodiles are we talking about, Kiki?" Sid asked, his forked tongue flicking nervously. 135 crocodiles," Kiki exclaimed, "led by the meanest croc of all, Captain Snapper." Wally puffed out his chest. "Don't worry, Kiki. Super Wombat and Super Snake are on the case." The dynamic duo sprang into action. Wally dug a series of tunnels across the Outback, creating a network of secret passages, while Sid slithered ahead to scout the approaching army. As they prepared for battle, they rallied their animal friends. Kangaroos practiced their strongest kicks. Emus sharpened their beaks, and koalas gathered eucalyptus leaves for energy boosts. Soon, the ground began to rumble. The crocodile army was approaching, their scaly bodies glinting in the sun. At the front was Captain Snapper, his yellow eyes gleaming with mischief. "Surrender now, furry and slithery ones," Captain Snapper roared. "The Outback will be ours." Wally stepped forward, his supersuit glowing with power. "Never, Captain Snapper. This is our home, and we'll defend it." And so, the great battle began. Wally used his digging powers to create traps, causing crocodiles to tumble into hidden pits. Sid stretched himself into a giant slingshot, launching eucalyptus bombs that exploded in clouds of sleepy dust. The kangaroos bounced into action, their powerful kicks sending crocodiles flying through the air. Emus pecked at the crocs' tails, causing them to spin in confusion. Koalas dropped from trees, landing on the crocodiles' backs and tickling them into submission. But the crocodile army was strong. For every croc they defeated, two more seemed to take its place. Wally and Sid were getting tired, and their friends were running out of energy. Just when things looked bleakest, Wally had an idea. He whispered to Sid, who nodded enthusiastically. Wally then dug the biggest, deepest tunnel he had ever created, right under the heart of the crocodile army. Meanwhile, Sid slithered to the nearby billabong and began to drink. He drank and drank, stretching larger and larger until he was the size of a water tower. With a wink to Wally, Sid positioned himself over the tunnel and released all the water he had drunk. It gushed into the tunnel, creating an underground river that swept the surprised crocodiles away. The crocodile army, caught off guard, was carried by the current far away from the Outback, all the way to a distant ocean. Captain Snapper, sputtering and shocked, found himself washed up on a small island with his defeated army. Back in the Outback, the animals cheered for their heroes. Wally and Sid had saved the day. As the sun set on their victory, Wally turned to his friend, You know, Sid, I think we make a pretty good team. Sid nodded, a smile on his scaly face. We sure do, Wally. Super Wombat and Super Snake, defenders of the Outback. From that day on, whenever danger threatened their home, the animals knew they could count on the incredible duo. Wally and Sid continued to use their superpowers to help others, but they also learned that their greatest power was their friendship and the way they inspired others to be brave. And Captain Snapper? Well, he and his army decided that taking over the Outback was too much trouble. Instead, they started a synchronized swimming team on their new island home, becoming famous for their underwater acrobatics. So, if you ever visit the Australian Outback and see a wombat and a snake working together to help their friends, you might just be witnessing the adventures of Super Wombat and Super Snake. And remember, true superheroes come in all shapes and sizes, even small furry ones and long slithery ones.
What a fantastic story. Thank you, Rory, for your lovely wish. And thank you, Aida, for writing such a nice tale.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to write about Super Wombat and Super Snake. I hope all the children out there feel inspired to dream up their own superhero adventures after this story.
We hope so too. And with that, it's time to wrap up tonight's episode. Thank you to all of you who have listened.
Yes, thank you. We'll be back soon with another exciting story. Sleep tight, everyone.
Good night, dear listeners. Dream sweet dreams of superhero animals and fantastic adventures. And remember, if you dream about sewers, just flush and forget.
Good night.